told you that you may not need a 20% down payment or even a 5% down payment to buy a home. In fact, there are loan programs that allow qualified buyers to purchase a home with no down payment at all. Now, that does not mean buying a home is always completely free. There may still be closing costs or other expenses depending on your situation. But for many buyers, this loan program can make home ownership much more attainable than they ever imagined. Today, I'm talking about one of the most overlooked loan programs available, the USDA loan. If you've always assumed that you needed years of savings before buying a home, this video might completely change your perspective. What is a USDA loan? USDA stands for the United States Department of Agriculture. Even though the name sounds like it's only for farms or large pieces of land, that's actually one of the biggest myths about this program. You do not have to be a farmer. You do not have to buy acreage. Many eligible properties are located in small towns, suburban communities, and areas just outside larger cities. In many cases, these neighborhoods look just like any other residential subdivision. The feature that gets most people's attention is this: qualified buyers can finance 100% of the purchase price. That means there's no required down payment. For many first-time home buyers, that's one of the biggest obstacles to home ownership. So instead of spending years trying to save a large down payment, this program may allow you to buy much sooner. Now, depending on the transaction, you may still have closing costs or prepaid expenses. Sometimes sellers agree to help cover those costs through seller concessions, and sometimes buyers bring some money to closing. Every transaction is different, and that is why it's so important to review your options with a lender before making assumptions. Now, who qualifies? There are several qualifications you'll need to meet. First, this program is intended for people purchasing a primary residence. So that means you plan to live in the home. It is not designed for investment properties or vacation homes. Second, lenders will review your financial picture. That includes things like your credit history, your employment history, your income, your debt to income ratio. Many lenders like to see a credit score around 620 or higher, although requirements can vary depending on the lender and your overall financial profile. They also verify your employment and income to make sure the monthly payment fits comfortably within your budget. Now, let's talk about getting pre-qualified versus pre-approved. This is something that confuses a lot of buyers. Being pre-qualified and being pre-approved are not the same thing. A pre-qualification is usually based on information you provide. A pre-approval goes much further. The lender reviews your income, your credit, your debts, and supporting documentation to determine how much you may qualify to borrow. If you're serious about buying a home, I always recommend getting fully pre-approved before you start shopping. It makes the process much smoother and shows seller you're a qualified buyer. Now, is there an income limit? Yes, there is. So unlike some other loan programs, USDA loans have household income limits. Those limits vary depending on where you live, how many people are in your household, and current USDA guidelines. So that's why one buyer may qualify while another may not, even if they're looking at similar homes. But the good news is that it's easy to check your eligibility, and your lender can walk you through the current limits for your area. Do not automatically assume that you make too much or too little without checking first. Where can you buy a home with a USDA loan? One of the biggest misconceptions about USDA loans is that you have to buy a farm or live way out in the country, and that's simply not true. Many USDA eligible homes are located in smaller communities and suburban areas that are just outside of larger cities. In Colorado, for example, there are communities outside the Denver metro area where USDA financing may be available. And the easiest way to know whether a property qualifies is by checking the USDA eligibility map or working with a lender or real estate agent who's familiar with the program. And you might be surprised by how many areas qualify, and I'll click that link below so you can check that out. What about closing costs? Here's another question I get all the time. If there's no payment, does that mean I bring absolutely no money to closing? The answer is maybe. Now, sometimes buyers are able to negotiate seller concessions that help cover part or even all of their closing costs. Other times, buyers bring some money to closing for prepaid taxes, homeowners insurance, or other expenses. Every transaction is different, so instead of assuming that you'll need a large amount or no money at all, sit down with your lender and have them show you exactly what your numbers look like. Now, that's one of the biggest advantages of getting pre-approved early. Now, is there mortgage insurance? Yes. Since you're financing 100% of the purchase price, the USDA loans include a guarantee fee. There's an upfront guarantee fee that is typically financed into the loan, along with a small annual guarantee fee that's paid monthly as part of your mortgage payment. Now, even with those costs, USDA loans can still be one of the most affordable financing options available for qualified buyers because they don't require a down payment. Now, your lender can walk you exactly what those costs look like based on your purchase price. Now, people often ask which loan is best, USDA versus FHA versus VA. And the answer is it depends. If you're eligible for a VA loan, that's often one of the strongest loan programs available because it offers 100% financing and no monthly mortgage insurance. If you're buying in a USDA eligible area and meet the income requirements, USDA can also be an incredible option because it offers no down payment. FHA loans are another excellent choice, especially for buyers with lower credit scores or who may not qualify for USDA or VA financing. And conventional loans can be a great fit for buyers with stronger credit, especially if they're putting more money down or plan to remove private mortgage insurance over time. There isn't one loan that's best for everybody. The right loan is the one that fits your financial goals. Let's clear up a few myths. Myth number one is you have to be a first-time home buyer. No, you do not. You don't have to be buying your very first home. However, the home is going to need to be your primary residence, and you generally cannot already own another home that you're occupying. Myth number two, you have to buy a farm. Definitely not. Most USDA buyers purchase regular single-family homes in eligible communities. Myth number three is USDA homes are in the middle of nowhere. Not at all. Many qualifying neighborhoods are only a short drive from shopping, restaurants, schools, and everyday conveniences. Now, is the USDA loan right for you? This program can be a great fit if you meet the income requirements, you're purchasing a primary residence, and the property is located in an eligible area, and you'd like to minimize your upfront cash investment. But every buyer's financial picture is different, and that's why I always recommend comparing multiple loan options before making a decision. Now, sometimes USDA is the best choice, and sometimes FHA makes more sense. Sometimes a conventional loan is the better long-term financial move. The goal is not just getting approved, the goal is choosing the loan that puts you in the strongest financial position, not just today, but years from now. If you have been putting off buying a home because you thought you needed a huge down payment, I hope this video helped you realize that there may be more options available than you thought. A USDA loan is not the right fit for everyone, but for qualified buyers purchasing in eligible areas, it can be one of the best paths to home ownership. The key is understanding your options before you rule yourself out. You may be much closer to buying a home than you realize. So if you're thinking about buying a home and you're wondering whether a USDA loan or another loan program is the right fit for you, I'd love to help. As both a real estate agent and a loan officer, I can help you compare your financing options and explain the pros and cons of each one. If you're buying here in Colorado, I'd be happy to help you personally from start to finish. And if you're moving somewhere else in the country, I can connect you with a trusted real estate agent who will take great care of you. And on the lending side, we can help in almost all 50 states. Just click the link below, fill out the short form, and I'll personally review your information and get back to you within 24 hours. Go ahead and do me a favor. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe. Share it with someone who's dreaming of becoming a homeowner. And thanks so much for watching.
I can put you in a house on a hill, put you in a condo in the city, put you in a mansion, put you in a mansion in Miami, put you in a mansion in Beverly Hills, put you in a mansion. I can put you in a mansion.